Welcome back to the ticket setup series. In today's session, we're going to focus in on how an agent can work with user data inside of the ticket agent portal, the web experience for agents. Now, there's effectively two areas where an agent can work with user information. The first is while actively working on a ticket, and the second is in the users area over here. So we're going to first focus in on how that becomes available on a user, and then on a ticket, and then we're going to go to the users area to play with it a little bit there. So if we go to ticket number 5 here, what you'll see here is that Adele is a requester on that ticket. And if I move over to Adele here, I'm given a couple of options. One, I can send a message to her directly in Teams. That will just open up Microsoft Teams and her direct message. Secondly, I can send an email to Adele. Now, if I send an email to Adele, that will actually bring over the ticket number, the title, and give me the opportunity to send over a message to Adele with context of that ticket. And if I click on Adele's name here, it will bring over her user information. Now, this is all coming live from Entra, and this is a sync from Adele's record in Entra into Ticket. And you'll see here that all of the metadata that's defined for Adele is brought over here for reference while working on a ticket. So first name, last name, job title, things of that nature. Now, if I wanted to update her data, for some reason it's changed, we can update it by selecting update. We also have the option to see a couple of other tabs here. First is link devices. This is the ability to see any managed devices that Adele has that are managed by Intune. Now, we haven't set this up yet, but if we did set up our Intune integration, we would see a list of her devices and be able to get a summary of that information and be able to perform actions against that. We'll do that in future setup series videos. We also have the ability for an admin to license Adele as an agent. Now, she's an end user, so I wouldn't do that here, but it's available to me here if I wanted to license her. Now, I can access this information while troubleshooting an incident, a service request, working on a service request, or any ticket in the system by selecting the requester. I also have a users area here, which shows me all of the users that are currently brought into Ticket. Now, I say brought into Ticket because when you deploy Ticket and install in your environment, we don't do a live feed of all of the users in your Entra tenant into Ticket. We find that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes the user data is a little bit stale and messy. And we made the intentional decision to bring in users only when they interact with Ticket. So as your deployment grows and more users interact with Ticket, this area will start to populate with more users, and you'll be able to access those users visually here in the users area. Now, if I want to update all the user data, you remember I could do that on Adele directly by clicking on Adele and clicking update. But if I want to update all the user data, I have the ability to do that here by clicking on update here, and that will refresh all the user data here as well. Now I can search for users here, but also if I wanted to focus on a particular user, let's say I just want to look at Adele, just like I could on a ticket, I get all the same options I get available to me here on Adele's information. I'm going to pause the session for now. I want to thank you for your time and looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.